شبابا قد أنابا وإلى الله استجابا.
أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. إن خير الكلام كلام الله عز وجل وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أكرمك الله. وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. I'm actually surprised tonight there's a few people here. Just shows there's some good Muslims out there, huh? What do you reckon? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send His blessings and envelop you with ease, prosperity, comfort, joy, and a guard that destroys those satanic arrows that try to attack you from every direction. And may the peace and blessings be upon all of you in this world and the real world to come. A question was asked regarding the fatwa, and that question is as follows. The question was mentioned by an individual who asked, do I really have to follow the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? So he asked me regarding this question, do I have to grow big studying the Sunnah, he said to me. Do I have to do ABC? It's only the Sunnah, he told me. Do I have to eat with my right hand? It's only the Sunnah, he told me. This is the question that is asked by individuals out there today. So, because of this question, we can understand and recognize a problem. And the problem is, there is a misconception about the meaning of Sunnah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is a question that was asked to the scholars in the beautiful book that we are studying called Al-Fatawa Al-Islamiyya. We say as follows: no devout Muslim, listen carefully, no true devout Muslim will ever dare go against the Quran and go against the Sunnah. No devout Muslim who fears Allah, who seeks Allah's pleasure, who wants Al-Firdaus Al-A'la, will ever go against the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But it is regrettable, it is sad, it is unfortunate to note that some liberal elites, they call themselves, some liberal elites tend to raise the slogan that the Quran is enough and there is no need for the Sunnah at all. This is the first category of people. They say that there's no need to follow or to even abide by the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And today, we are surrounded with this first group. There will be two groups I'll be talking about. They say, follow only the Quran. There's no need to follow the Sunnah. And subhanalladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal-ard, the messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, was well aware that such ill-natured opinions will arise. 1400 years ago, he mentioned a hadith that has occurred. And wallahi, it is a miracle. He said in a narration collected by Ad-Darimi and Abu Dawood on the authority of Al-Miqdam ibn Ma'di Karab, that our beloved teacher Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I have been sent with the Quran, listen carefully, I have been sent with the Quran and something similar to it, besides it. What is it, Sahih? The Sunnah. In other words, indeed, I have been sent with the Quran, and something else, the Sunnah, besides it. And listen to what he said after that. But a time will come, and it's definitely come, that a man will be leaning, reclining against his couch, crying out loud, follow only the Quran, to his companions. What you find in it halal, take it as halal. What you find in it as haram, take it as haram. And then he said, truly, what Allah has forbidden is the same what Rasulullah has forbidden. So, this group has appeared. Those who claim that you only have to specifically follow the Quran and the Sunnah. There's no need to follow it. Allah commanded you only towards following the Quran. Abu Muhammad al-Barbahari in his kitab, Sharh al-Sunnah, beautiful book, he mentions something beautiful. And he mentions many sayings, but just one saying I mention. Anyone who denies one confirmed sound hadith of Rasulullah has denied Islam. Just one hadith. Not the whole Sunnah, one hadith that is confirmed, that is sound. He in fact has denied Islam completely. In subhanallah, when Aisha bint Abi Bakr ibn Abi Quhafa radiyallahu anhu was asked a basic simple question, but the meaning of it is so great. Listen to what she was asked. What was the character of Rasulullah, she was asked. What did she say? Wallahi, a golden response. His character was nothing other than the Quran. His character was nothing other than the Quran, she said. He was an embodiment of the Quran itself. She said, whatever he practiced, whatever he said, related to the guidance of the Quran. In other words, if you want to follow the Quran, you are not able to follow the Quran only if there is someone there to teach you what is meant by the Quran, the explanation of the Quran. He reiterated, explained, defined the verses in the Quran as a model, in essence. And subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how many verses in the Quran did he mention and emphasize the importance, the greatness of following Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Many verses. Just one verse you need to hear. In Surah Al-Hashr, verse number 7. وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. Take whatever he gives you and leave whatever he told you to leave. Period. So how can you come and say, no, you only need the Quran. That's all you need, you idiot. How in the world are you going to understand the Quran without this? How? It's like going to a mechanic. Muhammad wants to be a mechanic, correct? Dirty job. So you go as an apprentice. You're in the workshop. You got 15 cars. This has a clutch problem, a diff problem, a steering problem, a leaking oil, the works. And you are there to become a mechanic. Huh? First day at work. But you want to become a mechanic. But guess what? There's no one there to teach you. No one there. But I'm a mechanic. Then fix my car. I don't know how to. I'm a mechanic. I'm a Muslim. But how? I don't know. I'm a Muslim. I believe in the Quran. I believe in mechanic. But how? I don't know. I still believe in it. You need someone to teach you. You need a guide, a teacher. Correct? It's a similar example, just to understand better. You cannot learn without being taught. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was our teacher, teaching us exactly what the Quran means. And there's no need to get into detail. It's clear, conspicuous, beautiful. No need for explanation. Wallahi, the 5-year-old who's the Muslim who just has awakened to the dunya will understand this. Did not Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam say that I did not die? I did not part the dunya until I taught you everything that will get you to Jannah. Nor did I warn you against everything that would lead you to hellfire. Did he not say in a hadith by Al-Hakim, on the authority of Anas, that he said, I have left among you 2 things. As long as you hold strong onto them, you will never ever be led astray, be misguided. What are they, Ya Rasulullah? The Quran and the Sunnah. Hadith Sahih. You say the Quran, stop. The Quran and the Sunnah. So without the Sunnah, you cannot be a Muslim. Impossible. Impossible. Because you have gone against numerous verses of Allah. Numerous hadith, which you don't believe anyway if you're not a person who believes in the Sunnah. Another narration clearly mentions by Ibn Majah and Imam Ahmad, I have left you upon clear guidance. It's night, it's light, it's day. No one deviates from it, which is the Sunnah, except becomes destroyed. You abandon the Sunnah, you are destroyed. You are gone. Don't be called a Muslim or claim to be a Muslim, it's impossible. That's the first category of people. They're not Muslims, even though they claim to be Muslims. Even though they claim to believe in this, they're liars. Impossible. So those individuals are not Muslims. Those who abandon the Sunnah of Muhammad are not Muslims. Understand that. The second category are those who are extremely negligent when it comes to the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is wallahi the main reason why there is so much dissension, so much disagreement amongst the Muslim people. It is by straying away from the guidance from the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like many Muslims believe that obeying Rasulullah sallallahu is only optional. Is what? Optional. You know, whether you want to or you don't want to, it's not an issue. They believe in the Sunnah, but they are negligent, heedless, careless towards the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They mistakenly estimate the Sunnah as only rewardable or admirable. Extra petty cash in the pocket. If you do it, alhamdulillah. You don't do it, big deal. Wallahi, they fail to realize that the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a critical condition. A what? A critical condition for any act of worship to be accepted. And there's a beautiful hadith that mentions it. Hadith Abu Hurairah in the Sahih. كل أمتي يدخلون الجنة إلا من أبى. قيل ومن يأبى يا رسول الله؟ قال من أطاعني دخل الجنة ومن عصاني دخل النار. Beautiful hadith. This is a glad tidings for us, a good news for us. He is saying to us, everyone from my nation will enter Jannah. All of us, except those who refuse. Now, subhanAllah, the companions, because they're serious about the deen, they're serious about going to Jannah, they're serious about pleasing Allah Ta'ala. They were shocked. Ya Rasulullah, who in the world would refuse Jannah? Who in the world would refrain or refuse this absolutely gold, treacherous option? And then the answer came. When they said, Kila, وَمَنْ يَأْبَى? Who in the world refused this? What did he say? The answer is clear as light. Man ata'ani, whosoever obeys me, enters Jannah. وَمَنْ عَصَانِي فَقَدْ أَبَى. Simple, easy to understand. But he who disobeys me has withheld, has refused, has refrained from entering Jannah. What more do you want? Wallahi, what more do you want? Honestly. Obedience to this great messenger, sallam, and adherence to his sunnah is the foundation of Islam. Is the what? Foundation of Islam. One cannot claim to be a Muslim until he unconditionally and unquestionably adheres to the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is why Muhammad sallam taught his companions his way, his sunnah, both in practice and in word. Hence, he commanded them, he urged them, he made sure that they adhered to what he was saying, to what he was doing. And he said, adhere, follow my sunnah. Man raghaba an sunnati falaysa minni. Whosoever neglects my way, my sunnah, does not belong to me. I mean, subhanAllah. Who do you want to belong? If you don't belong to Rasulullah, belong to the devil. If you do not belong to Rasulullah, you belong to shaitan. To shaitan. There's no other way. Whosoever neglects my sunnah does not belong to me. And there are numerous examples how emphatically these great individuals, these elites, adhered strictly to the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They never said, "Only sunnah." Who cares? Only sunnah. Sunnah. Do you know what you're saying? Do you know the meaning of the word sunnah? To say it's only sunnah. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud once saw a man. After he sneezed, he said, "Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah." Is that correct, Suhail? So what was the problem here?
He added what?
Added what?
Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah.
Exactly. The man sneezed, and after one sneezes, a Muslim, what does he say? Alhamdulillah. This individual said, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. Abdullah said, what you have said is good, but this is not the way Rasulullah taught us. He said to the man, he simply said to us to say, Alhamdulillah. See, they were quick. When they saw a mistake, when they saw a fault, they didn't say, who cares, extra reward. No! They were strict in adhering exactly to what was taught to them. No additions, no deletions, no this, no that. He taught them like this. They acted like this. Not like that, like this. Abdullah ibn Abbas was once sitting next to the Kaaba in the Grand Mosque Masjid. Whereupon Amir al-Mu'mineen of that time, Muawiyah ibn Abi Safwan, entered the Grand Masjid and started doing tawaf, circumambulating the Kaaba. Now Abdullah ibn Abbas was observing Muawiyah's action. What did Muawiyah do? He kissed the black stone. Is that acceptable? Not acceptable. He kissed the black stone to start the work. Is that acceptable?
Yes.
Absolutely, Sunnah. But what he did after that was not acceptable. He rubbed his hand on every corner of the Kaaba. Now Abdullah looked at him, Ibn Abbas, this wise, knowledgeable individual. He looked at him and he thought to himself, subhanAllah. Apart from kissing the black stone and wiping only the Yemeni corner, Muhammad ﷺ did not touch any other corner. So he objected. To who? To the commander of the faithful, to his leader, saying, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, what you have done is wrong. Didn't sit back and say, how could I not, talk to the leader? He's a leader, I can't say, no. If you see something different that is not acceptable, you talk, but with wisdom. So he said to Muawiyah, Muawiyah, what you have done is not right. To which Muawiyah replied, I see that none of the corners should be deserted. And I believe every corner must be touched. But what did Abdullah ibn Abbas say? He said to him, this was not the way Muhammad in Tawaf. He simply touched the Yemeni corner and kissed the black stone, and this is how he taught us. To which Muawiyah replied, what? You have spoken the truth. Not, who cares? No. You have spoken the truth. This is the believer. سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا غَفْرَانَكَ رَبَّنَا وَإِلَيْكَ الْمَصِيرُ. Don't be boastful or arrogant or have an ego problem. Once you know that you are committing a wrong, and there's a hadith to prove that, submit. No matter who is the person. No matter who is the person. And this, we can derive a benefit as well. And that is, some companions, things did not reach them. There are issues, matters that did not reach them. But as soon as they were informed, they adhered and submitted to the Sunnah. Abdullah ibn Abbas once saw an individual drawing a picture of a living being. Of a what? Living being. And we are all... we know that you cannot draw pictures of a living being, for soul in other words in it. So he said to him, Ya akhi, don't draw pictures with living beings. For indeed Muhammad forbade such practices. Forbade such practices. Do we do this in our life? Now honestly, do we do this? How many of us allow our children to draw pictures of souls in it, and we say, yeah, the teachers taught them this, the Islamic school. Islamic school? Islamic school, yeah, they taught them this. But is that the way Islam taught us? Is that the way our Prophet taught us? That's our teacher. He's our school. He's our school. And he is the one that we adhere to. But we have lost all these aspects, these golden aspects. Abdullah ibn Umar, and we all know Abdullah ibn Umar. Do we not, Ya'arif? What a great individual. Extremely strict when it came to abiding by the Sunnah. He once saw his son Bilal stopping his wife from going to the masjid. So he objected to that. He said, do not do that. Do not do what, Ya Hani? Stop your wife from going to the masjid. He said, for indeed, our Prophet said to us, لا تمنعوا إماء الله مساجد الله. Do not prohibit your wife, the female servants of Allah, from going to the houses of Allah. So you can see that how they responded. When it came to the Sunnah, they did not say it's only Sunnah. They acted upon it. They warned others that did not. They taught others. They advised others. This is the way we treat the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We likewise should be the advocates, the teachers, the revivers of the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When we see out there in the circus, in the untamed civilization, as they say, negativeness, that which is not being adhered to the Sunnah, you should be the one to say, that's not acceptable. This is the Sunnah of Rasulullah, adhere to it. Now there are different understandings to what Sunnah exactly means, and I think this is where the misconception out there. What does Sunnah exactly mean? I'm not going to get into detail of the sciences and what the Usuliyun said, or what the Muhaddithun said, or what the Fuqaha said, but basically, just briefly, from the Islamic standpoint, in conjunction with fiqh terminology, the Sunnah is one of the 5 judgments under Muslim law, which is the wajib, the haram, the mandub, the makruh, and the mubah. As for the wajib, if the Sunnah is in wajib, because the Sunnah can be wajib, it's obligatory, or compulsory, or mandatory, or incumbent, or imperative, or binding, or whatever else, means you have to do it. Because if you do not do it, you will be held accountable and eligible for punishment. So if you see a Sunnah that incorporates an obligation, for example, don't eat with your left hand, for indeed Satan eats and drinks with his left hand. This is in Sahih Muslim. So what do you derive from this? Where would you put this under which category, which judgment? Hamza. Wajib to eat with your right hand, haram to eat with your left hand. Yes. Do you get that? Wajib to eat with your right hand, haram to eat with your left hand. Can you say now, it was only Sunnah? Can you say that? Are you sure? But why? It's a Sunnah of Sunnah. It's only Sunnah, isn't it? Is that what we're saying? Wallahi, most of the Muslims say this. Can you imagine now today, the great man was in front of us, and he says to you, Ya Ahmed, لا تأكل بالشمال فإن الشيطان يأكل بالشمال. You say, Ya Rasulullah, it's only your Sunnah. It's okay, it's your Sunnah. Is that what you say? People say this, wallahi. When that man said to him, Ya Rasulullah, I cannot eat with my left hand. And what did he say to him in return? May you never eat with your left hand. His hand became paralyzed. Do you know that? His hand became paralyzed. Why did it become paralyzed? Why? You can tell me why. Mahmoud, why? Because he disobeyed Rasulullah. Disobeyed him. So you can see that Sunnah can mean wajib, obligatory, not a matter of choice, a matter of option. You have to do it. And if you do not, you will be held accountable and eligible for punishment. Who can give me another example of wajib? Hayallah Sheikh Sulaiman. Tahiyyat al-Masjid. That's it. Some scholars said it is wajib that you gotta pray before you sit down. Do not sit down in the masjid until you pray 2 rakat. Okay. What else? What do you say? The beard, you sure? But people say Sunnah. A lot of Muslims say Sunnah. A lot of them say no, Sunnah of Rasulullah. Allah yatikum al-afiyah. Sunnah, yes it is Sunnah. But Sunnah that incorporates obligation, wajib. It's not the beard that of man's anatomy. Look at Hamza, that lion. Is it the same as looking at the person next to him who's cleanly shaved and looks like a lady? Which one would you be more protected with? Or why? The lion? Or just a man that's got no beard? Anyway. That is an obligation Sunnah. Number 2, haram, which means prohibited. A sunnah can be haram. Give me an example of that. I'll give you an example first. We have the hadith that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Allahu Akbar, what a great man he was. He said, Allah had cursed the tattooer and the tattooed, the plucker of the eyebrow and the one that gets it plucked, and the one who files between their teeth in order to beautify themselves. When he said that, a lady by the name of who, Suhail, can you refresh my memory? Yaqub, her name was. Yaqub, from the tribe of Asad. Not the Khabith, Shaitan, short Asad, no. From the tribe of Asad. She came running to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. And she said to him, I heard that you're saying that Allah has cursed the tattooer and the tattooed, the plucker of the eyebrow and the one that gets plucked, and the one that beautifies their teeth by following between the teeth. He said to her, why should I not curse the ones who Allah cursed in His book? She said, I've read the Quran from cover to cover. She read all of it, she said, all of it, cover to cover. And she was a lady who would read the Quran. She was known for that, Yaqub. And she said, I didn't see anything in there. How could you say it's in the Quran? What did he say to her? What did he say to her, Ya Amran? Good answer. He said to her, have you not recited وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا? Take whatever the Prophet gives you and abandon whatever he told you to leave. And then she came to her senses. سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. We hear and we obey. See, sometimes we don't understand and we need some clarification from those above us. And there's no sign of humility or discouragement when you ask someone about something you don't understand. We need to learn from one another. Don't feel like you're in a state of humiliation or weakness only because you do not know something. We all learn. As al-Bukhari said, the great Hamid ibn Ismail al-Bukhari, Wallahi, this is a statement, if it was a young child, and he was an older man then, who came to me and gave me something I could benefit, I'll take it, and I'll kiss him. That's how we are as Muslims. We're humble people. We're humble. Not when a person comes to you, is younger than you, or whatever. Who are you coming to teach me? SubhanAllah. He's coming to teach you. Say, Jazakallah khairan. He's advising you. He's advising you. Accept advice. It's beautiful. Learn from one another. Don't be arrogant and proud of yourself and think you're above others. That's kibriyat, arrogance. And whoever challenges Allah with kibr, He will definitely destroy you. Because the kibriyat belongs to no one but Him. Understand that? So, when she heard that, immediately she accepted it. But, you know how women are. What did she do after that? You can tell me. Huh? She kept arguing. Ahsanta. She argued with Abdullah. Woman, what do you expect? She said, but your wife inside the house, she does these things. SubhanAllah. Allahu Akbar. Abdullah said, okay, go inside and have a look at my wife. So she quickly runs inside, goes to his wife, and scrutinizes her. There's nothing there. Goes back out. I didn't find anything there. He goes, Wallahi, if you had found any of this in her, I would have divorced her. Where is the man today? Where are the men? Allahu Akbar. Ya Rijal, Ya Rijal, wake up and stop being cuckolds. So, that is a haram. What is it? Haram. Is there any other examples of haram which relate to the Sunnah? You can tell me. Sheikh? Drinking alcohol. Gambling. Haram. But who told us? The Quran tells us and the Hadith tells us. Whether it's little or great, the Hadith tells you alcohol intoxicants are forbidden. The Quran says alcohol in general is forbidden. Then he reiterated and explained the hadith, the verse, saying whether it's minor or major, alcohol, whether it's a drop or drops, it is haram. Can you say no, it's only sunnah? You cannot say that. Another example, Ya Abdullah.
Anything under the ankles is in hellfire. Any garment is under the ankles.
Garments below the ankles, according to the correct opinion, with all respect to the other opinion, but according to the correct opinion, is forbidden. Haram. Because who said it? مَا تَحْتَ الْكَعْبَيْنِ فِي النَّارِ. Hadith in Bukhari. Anything below the ankles is in the fire. Anyone else? Naam ya Shaddab. Hayya Allah.
The adhan and the iqamah before each salah.
The adhan and the iqamah before?
Each salah. You're not supposed to give adhan and iqamah before each salah.
Okay, although you went from the earth to the heavens. Still acceptable, mashallah, tabarakallah. I cannot refuse a statement from the Bengali brothers. Naam ya halawati. Jamal,
Eating donkey meat, Sheikh.
donkey meat?
Isn't it?
There are two types of donkey meat. There's domestic and untamed donkey. The domestic ones you cannot touch. The untamed ones you can. So the domestic donkey you cannot eat, yes. Now, to do your tasbih with the left hand, according to the correct opinion, it is unacceptable. According to the correct opinion, it is unacceptable. Because there is an opinion out there as well. Now, number 3, which relates to the sunnah, is mandub. What's mandub? Mandub is recommended, encouraged, advisable, voluntary, supererogatory, and so forth. And a mandub, for example, is many. There are many examples. Who can give me one example of mandub of this? Now, this you can say it's only sunnah. This one you can say it's only sunnah. But obviously it's highly encouraged. But you are allowed here to say it's only sunnah. Meaning you do not have to fulfill. But why would you not fulfill a sunnah, honestly? Give me an example, Mahmoud.
Fasting Mondays and Thursdays.
Fasting Mondays and Thursdays. You can say it's sunnah. It's sunnah. And you don't have to do it because the one that does it gets rewarded. But the one who neglects it will not get it. Will not be sinful. Another one. Hearken the beast. Using the miswak. Great act that we should all do before prayer. Before wudu. Before we go to sleep. Upon entering the house. And when awakening during the night. Miswak. For indeed it's a purification for the mouth. And a pleasing thing to Allah, as the hadith says. Now, nawafil, optional prayers. Give me an example, Ya Abdullah. Duha is a sunnah. But honestly, brothers and sisters, honestly, what would you abandon it for? What would you abandon that which you can get high rewards for? Our problem is, we don't think. Honestly, we have such a privilege. Allah has given us so much chances. We have been given so much an ability to gain and accumulate so much reward. Why do we abandon this? Honestly. Why restrict the door of ajr, of reward, when we can open it as fast or as vast as the heavens and the earth? Honestly. It is up to you. You can open it so wide if you so desire. Why close it for yourself? Number 4 is mubah. What's mubah? Arif? Very good. Permissible. That means permissible. Whether you do it or you do not do it is all the same. Who can be the intelligent one and give me an example of mubah? The one, as Sheikh mentioned, is the eating of the lizard. By whom? By Khalid ibn al-Walid. Allahu Akbar, Saifullah. When he was sitting down, eating, Allahu Akbar, with Rasulullah. Imagine sitting down and eating with the greatest man that existed. Can you just imagine that? What a blessing! Well, Abdullah and all of them did. Khalid was once eating with him, and there was a dog, there was a lizard. amongst the food. Did the Prophet eat it? Did he eat it? No, he did not. But who did eat it? Khalid ibn Walid, the sword of the Almighty Allah ate it. Huh? No wonder it was stern and strong and powerful. He eats lizard. Allahu Akbar. But is it haram to eat lizard? No. Is it mandub to eat lizard? Mandub to eat lizard? No. Is it wajib to eat lizard? Is it mubah? Yes, it's permissible. He did not eat it, but it's allowed to be eaten. Because he did not say, Ya Khalid, what are you eating? Disgusting. He didn't say that. The reason, as the Muhaddithun said, was because it was not their normal food. It was not common in their races, in their tribes. So they detested it. Although they didn't say, yuck, no, it's food. They never say, yuck, disgusting, that's food. What may be disgusting to you is delicious to other people. But don't eat that which is haram. Don't go and get a snake and say it's beautiful. That's disgusting. Nor get a redback or a funnel and say it's tasty. That's disgusting. Nor go get crocodile meat and say it's beautiful. That's disgusting. Nor go get a vulture or an eagle and say it's delicious. It's disgusting. It's haram. There are particular birds that you cannot eat and particular creatures that you cannot eat. So, what you are allowed is tasty to some and maybe not tasty to you, but respect. And be careful what you say about the food that you do not like. It's food. Now, number 5 is makruh. That's the 5th sunnah. And what's makruh? Something that is disliked, or detested, or distasteful, or undesirable. You can give me an example of makruh.
Drinking water while you're standing?
That's debatable. It's acceptable according to one opinion, who said that standing while drinking and eating is distasteful. It's disliked. So we get something that is a bit more stronger, although it's acceptable according to one opinion. Now,
Eating garlic before you pray.
eating garlic before you pray, who says makruh? I eat it all the time. You can't eat chicken barbecue without tom. Does that make sense? How in the world can you eat chicken on a barbie without the beautiful tom, the Lebanese style? Not the Turkish style, sorry guys. But the Lebanese tom, Allahu Akbar, second to none. You should not eat garlic if you want to go to the masjid. Hadith say, don't eat from the 2 filthy trees, garlic and onion, and then attend our masjid. But if you don't want to the masjid, cool. It's good for you. I ate about the whole head. And you know, I don't even smash it. Yalla, tadda, bismillah. Garlic's great for the body. Wallahi. Absolute gold for the body. Now, and onion. Now, so I have to excuse that one. Good try. Anyone else? Naam, ya Abdullah.
Using the beads off the...
It's haram. The beads? Haram. That falls under the haram sunnah. Anyone else? Good try. No one has given me a genuine one yet of the makruh.
Eating prawn?
Eating prawns? You must be Hanafi. Who said that? The Hanafi is the Ahnaf. You're from Bangladesh, aren't you? No wonder why you said it. The Ahnaf believe that it's not only haram, not only makruh, it's haram to eat some particular animals or fish from the sea. So you're definitely on that madhab, are you? Astaghfirullah. Anyone else? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and forgive our beloved teacher, An-Nu'man ibn Thabit Abu Hanifa. What a great man he was. Rahmatullah alayhi. Anyone else?
Praying behind someone with no beard?
Praying behind someone with no beard. No. Good try, Habib. Cannot be accepted.
Sleeping on your stomach.
Sleeping on your stomach. That's absolutely haram. When Abu Dharr was lying down on his stomach, Prophet kicked his feet and said, don't lie like this. It's the way the people of hellfire lie. So don't lie like this. He made him turn. So it was haram to sleep on your stomach. The hadith says it. No matter what comes after that, who cares? The hadith says, do not do this. So it falls under the category of Na'am ya Rami. Overeating? That's definitely not acceptable. That is definitely not acceptable. You are killing yourself. وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ لَا ضَرَرَ وَلَا ضِرَارَ, as the hadith says. You are harming yourself. Sheikh! تفضل اعطينا اياها يا شيخ. ريحنا.
Standing and urinating.
Some scholars said that standing while urinating is haram. While others said that it is, makruh. While others said it is haram. Aisha bint Abi Bakr ibn Abi Quhafa radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said that Muhammad sallam never stood up after the Quran was revealed and urinated. What did she say? He never stood up after the Quran was revealed while he was urinating. So some scholars said it is not permissible to urinate standing. And some scholars said it is makruh, disliked. Akramakallah ya Shaykh. Anyone else?
So what is it? What's the most correct opinion, Shaykh? What's your answer?
Sit down.
Containing the urine and going for prayer.
What is it?
Not relieving yourself.
Not cleaning yourself?
Relieving.
Not relieving yourself. Okay, very good. When a person, very good. When a person, for example, is in a state of, wanting to go to the toilet. But he doesn't want to go to the toilet, then wudu and this and that, so he goes into prayer. So he prays like that. He could be committing sin as well, doing that. Because the hadith does say there is no prayer when you are in desire to go and relieve yourself, whether the minor or major job, or where there is food that has been served. You should not pray in these two circumstances. When food has been served, and when you want to go to the toilet. You should go and relieve yourself. Why do you think that is the case? Because if you see the food and you smell the food, you're not going to pray properly anymore. All you're going to think is that beautiful, lush, delicious, scrumptious kebabs and the tom and the barbecue chicken. That's all you're going to think about. So in the prayer, hurry up. Let's finish. You say to the imam, hurry up, finish. You can't wait to finish because you want to eat. So that's one reason. And likewise, if you are affected by the desire to go to the toilet, how are you going to pray? You're praying like this, Ya Latif. You can't even stand up. So it's not really acceptable because you cannot wait to go to the toilet. What's going to happen? A lack of concentration. So when you go into prayer, the main essence of it is to concentrate, to connect your heart with Allah. So when you enter prayer, you're in total seclusion between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're not thinking of your wife, or your children, or your school, or your project, or your work, or your job, or your food, or the toilet, or nothing. You're in a total seclusion between you and Allah. As one companion said, before he entered prayer, the way he entered it, he said, I would think that Jannah is in front of me. The Sirat is right before me. Below is hellfire. And death is surrounding me. And then I enter prayer. Because the hadith says, Sallu salat ka'annaha wada', like the last of your prayer, the farewell prayer. As though it's your last prayer. And we don't do that. We've lost all concern for what the prayer even means. We pray and we cannot wait to exit prayer. Do you know what you are doing? You are in absolute communication with your Lord when you pray. It is the greatest time of your day. The greatest time. There could be not a better second in that day like that in prayer. It is a golden time. And you cannot wait to abandon it. Or you're too scared to pray it. Are you too embarrassed or ashamed because your people are looking at you? Now, there is a narration by Abu Juhayfa in Bukhari that mentions that the Prophet disliked leaning against something while eating. Makruh. He what? Disliked. Hadith Sahih in Bukhari. So when you eat, it is better not to lean against something or like this and you eat and you're leaning. It's not the Sunnah of Muhammad. He disliked this action. Another hadith says, it is in Muslim and Bukhari, to my memory, that he said he disliked sleeping before Isha and speaking after Isha. He disliked sleeping before and speaking after. And do you really think we're really adhering to the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when our nights start after Isha and we sleep during the day, probably after Dhuhr, Asr, and Maghrib, so we can spend the night watching the hoo-hoo clubs? Seriously, brothers. Seriously. How many of us tonight are going to go and watch whatever we're going to watch? We have got their televisions on record mode. Record mode. God, you didn't know. I will leave it at that, my beloved brothers and sisters, inshallah.
يا شبابا قد أنابا وإلى الله استجابا إن من يرجو الثواب لا يبالي بالصعاب.